This video is going to be for your PA4 10PEX from NewTek. In specific, we're just going to show you guys how to do some changeover from one container size to another. Right now the machine's actually set up for your 1 gallon containers, and we're going to go ahead and show you what the changeover in specific for the smallest container you have. So go ahead, Andy.
Alright, first thing you're going to want to do is unhook your air.
So we're shutting the pneumatic pressure off to the machine, so now there's no pneumatics going through it at all. Obviously you're actually going to shut your conveyor off too, and if you had any product in the filling heads, you're going to want to shut off your product supply.
Next, what you want to do is you want to swap out your guides.
So these are what we call the rack guides. So you're going to have one guide for each size container. You'll try not to drop anything on the floor. So this one is obviously for the smallest container. So they're mounted with 2 screws. They have a little bit of adjustment with the slide in there.
And pretty much these things are going to be set flush with the back of this tube. And now you won't want to put them on super tight right away. You just want to leave them snug on there.
And what these are for is they'll position the containers so that they're in the appropriate spot beneath the filling nozzle.
Then you want to move these guys.
These are your
to the inside.
Yep, these are your scale guides. And you got 2 positions, like you said. The inner one for your small containers and the outer one for your 1 gallon.
When you put these on, you want to put a little pressure there to push them all the way out.
And we're not tightening the heck out of these things. We just want to get them snugged up pretty good. And of course it's convenient to have a little driver, just don't use too much pressure.
Just a light snug. The next thing you'll want to do, put your container in here, bring this all the way in.
So we're just
we'll have some pressure because there's a flow control valve, so you want to make sure it's at the starting spot.
Yep. So he's just manually pushing the rack forwards.
Now you'll know it's all the way in when your limit switch is depressed where it should be. And it's not bouncing back anymore when you're pressing. So as long as that's either there, you come over here, you want to lower your head.
So he's lowering the filling heads so that the nozzle goes slightly inside the container.
Now you can do this as well where it's just on there snug, to where if you let go of the handle like this, it's not going to slam. So you can still bring it down.
So you want your nozzle to be just slightly inside the container.
And you leave it locked like that.
Then you want to make sure your nozzle is centered with the opening of the container. So if you got a little bit of adjustment you might have to do back here.
You might have to hit your head over a little bit like that just to center it. And then you just snug them up. So last thing you'll want to do is you want to put your guides in. Exiting conveyor back here.
So with the smaller containers, you do have to put an extra set of, we'll call them rotating guides. These are what cause the containers to turn to the single file direction out.
And each of these have a slot, so you just easily screw them in and out. And you just bottom them out. Don't have to crank them, just a small snug. Slide that over. And now you'll want to do this exact step to each of the heads. You do it all at the same time, we just showed one head.
And then when you are all set with all 4, you would probably want to dry run the machine without running product. You just press start, the rack would bring the containers forward, and you can check to make sure that they're centered nicely. Again, if you ever have any questions, just give us a call.